Hey everyone, I'm super excited to walk you guys through email monitoring and email intake with ListedKit. Ava can now read your inbox for incoming emails related to transactions and pull them in automatically, as well as detect new contracts and pull them in for review so that you can get your new deals started without having to download and upload them into ListedKit. Let's talk about email monitoring first. Email monitoring is really simple. Ava's looking through your inbox for the subject line to check if there's a transaction name in there that matches the one inside ListedKit. And then all she does is pull it in and surface you in ListedKit. So I'm going to show you how you can set that up, as well as email intake. She's checking for new contracts. Any subject line that says new contract, or if it has an address she doesn't recognize, she'll pull that up as a new contract in ListedKit with all the documents that are attached to that email for you to view. So let's show you my screen here now and actually show you how to set up both of those features. So I'm currently in settings. This is one place you can set up email monitoring and intake. As you can see in the settings, we can just turn on email monitoring here and allow Ava to monitor our inbox, or we can go into a transaction and you will now see this little email icon on the bottom left near the chat. If you click on it, you'll have the option to enable for just this deal, for all your deals, or for everyone. One important caveat to know here for my teams is the enable for everyone option is only shown to owners and super admins, since you guys actually control who can use email monitoring for the whole team. We are very particular about privacy, and as an organization, if you do not want anybody using this feature, then you can disable it on a company level and then nobody will use this feature. However, on the flip side, if you do want to use this across your company, it's just as easy as enabling it for everyone. If you enable it here for everyone, it'll reflect in your settings. And in the settings, as the owner or super admin, if you turn this on, it'll enable for everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on inside the settings here by clicking that button. Since I already have my email connected, it's just that easy. I can then go ahead and choose whether I want email monitoring, email intake, or both, and switching that on will enable that to happen automatically now. That's all you really have to do to set it up. If you want to know how to connect your email integrations to ListedKit, you can watch our YouTube video on how to do that. I think we actually also have a video linked in the email templates or in the email integration setting here. You can click watch walkthrough and I'll show you how to connect your email there. So it's super easy. Don't have to do much to get this set up. And now let's jump into what it looks like as information comes in into your inbox. So I'm currently inside a deal called 4827 Travis Heights Boulevard. This is an address that we are hoping to close soon. I see in my email that an addendum has come through with that address in the subject line. And I decided to open up ListedKit to check if Ava's caught it. And right here, Ava has shown me the email that's in my inbox ready for me to address. The way we have it set up here is Ava will surface to you all the emails she thinks are relevant to the deal, and they'll be pre-selected. If you think something's not relevant, just uncheck the box and she won't look at it as a part of this transaction. As well as we give you an additional details option so you can give extra instructions to Ava. Like, Ava, I see this email, because you can read it right here. You can even click on the documents attached to see what they look like. And so you can actually, you can see I just opened in front of me. You can tell Ava specific instructions of what you want her to do, or you can just let her handle it because she knows your rules and your business by hitting address update. And what she's gonna do is when I click address, she's gonna just read the email and make a plan. So she's not actually gonna change her transactions just yet, not gonna make any attempt at changes. She's just gonna go ahead and try and figure out what to do next by proposing a plan, as you can see there. And then it's conversational. You can tell her, don't do the first thing, do the second thing, or just go ahead and do whatever I want in the chat as you guys are used to already. So it's super easy to just have her pull these emails in and make updates. So that's the most central experience for email monitoring. Another feature I really want to capture here is the point of contact system. So now, once I've connected email monitoring, I clicked on the email icon, and this new menu that we have gives us some information that we can customize based on kind of how we want to have our email monitoring set up. So to make things simple, on every transaction now, we have a point of contact because we believe that closely mirrors how transaction management is done in the real world. If you are on a solo account, you don't have to worry about this section. But in case you ever do expand to a team, which is who we serve the most, I think this is important to just know. The point of contact system basically designates one of your team members to be the point of contact. And that person's email integrations are the one we're going to use to monitor and keep the transaction up to date. The practical implication of that is only the point of contact will see the emails show up on their chat, and they will be the ones handling the emails. So if you're an agent who has an assistant, make them the point of contact so that they get the emails and they can handle it. If you're a team with multiple admin, make sure whoever is responsible for the final end state of the deal is the point of contact. Sometimes what happens is teams will have one admin start the deal and then have another admin actually handle the deal. Be careful there because we default the point of contact to be the person starting the deal because we're assuming you're in charge. If you're not in that case, just remember to switch the point of contact to whoever that is. And that point of contact needs to have an email integration. Otherwise, all the emails are going to go missed. So there are a few moving parts there. Make sure all those are connected. And you'll see this screen here where I'm the point of contact and I can pick which email integration of mine is the one to read. You should also be aware we only read one email at a time automatically. So if you have multiple integrations connected for each deal, you can go in and choose, okay, for this deal, I'm monitoring my inbox. For this deal, I'm monitoring my agent's inbox, and so on and so forth. And make sure that that's set up correctly. And then moving forward, you'll have a smooth experience. We also have sender filtering, where if your inbox is quite heavily kind of filtered, you're only getting emails from people you trust, you can switch on accept emails from any sender, and then Ava will, without any doubt, just pull in emails that seem relevant to the deal. If you switch that off and switch on auto allow emails from parties on this transaction, then you will actually see Ava specifically focusing on emails from parties in this transaction, even if those emails don't have the subject line in the address in the subject line. If you switch off both, then Ava is strictly looking for emails from parties that have the address in the subject line, so a very narrow search. So that may be something you want to just tweak around with. We also have allowed senders and block senders. These are kind of global. You can start in the settings by marking always allow Karan at listedkit.com because he's my admin, and he may not be a registered party on this transaction because he's not written on the contract, but he does email me a lot about different deals. So you make that allowed always, and then you can also customize that on the deal level. So lots of security and privacy kind of concerns we are addressing by making this very controlled if you want it to be, but then you can expand how much Ava can pull in. Highly recommend. This is something you can monitor over time and make sure, works with your setup. You can also just switch off email monitoring for certain deals. If you, for some reason, don't want Ava to monitor your inbox on a transaction, maybe some agent that you're serving has a certain privacy concern, switch it off. Ava will not look for those emails. But yeah, those are a lot of the settings we have around email monitoring. I really think the best thing to do, go in, connect, and see how it works for you. If you're already using Ava to search your inbox, then this is just as easy as switching it on. And if you're a new user, connect your email and then you'll be able to switch that on. If Ava misses an email, I think that's a big question we've got. Karan, Ava has missed an email that came in. Very plausible because AI can make mistakes. If Ava misses an email automatically, have her address the updates that came in and then just ask her in the chat to pull the specific email she missed. That's still fully functional the way this is. And that functionality does not change even if you have email monitoring off. For anyone who doesn't know, we have a different video explaining to you on how you can have Ava search your inbox and pull in updates, but the TLDR on that is just ask her in the chat when you have your email connected and she'll pull information in. Super easy. Now let's talk about email intake and what that means. The big problem that we know is Right now, when you're dealing with a lot of volume, you're getting new contracts in your inbox very frequently. And a big time waste, especially within the Listed Kit ecosystem where everything else is so efficient, is Quran, I have to download and upload my contracts every single time. I don't like to do that, and that makes a lot of sense. We want you to not have to drag and drop anything anymore. And so we've built this simple connection from your inbox into Listed Kit where when you send or when you receive a contract, Ava detects it and surfaces it inside Listed Kit to show you kind of in the intake section so you can start reviewing it in here. So I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. Since I've already walked you through the setup, it's just in settings, you switch that on and it goes. Here you can see I sent myself, but obviously this would be somebody else emailing you the contract, as well as some additional documentation, addendums, disclosures, whatever. This email came into my inbox, and inside Listed Kit, you can see on the left-hand side, a pending symbol popped up with the email and the documents. All I have to do is click start, and I can actually see the email and all the documents have been pulled into Listed Kit. And if I'm not sure kind of, what this looks like, I can just click on the email here and I can see what it looks like. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Quran. He sent me this contract. I can view the documents. I can download them if I need to. I can also view them here to make sure they look good. I can say, yeah, we're representing the listing site. I can go, that simple. Completely eliminating the need to drag and drop, download, store them on your computer. They're all just being pulled into Listed Kit. If for some reason you don't want to process this, just hit this little stop button and it's gone. You will not have to intake that contract. So yeah, now Ava can read your inbox for updates, pull them in automatically, and Listed Kit can be your control center. As well as email intake. If you have new contracts that come in, Ava will pull them in, show them to you, and you can just hit start and they go. So hopefully you guys like these features, and if you have any questions, please email us at hello@listedkit.com. But I'm really looking forward to y'all's feedback. Try it out soon, yeah?